This is CBC Here and Now.
I don't know if it's ever been profitable. Government probably are not the best managers of a ski hill.
Looking for new management, the government wants out of the ski business.
You may not be thinking about downhill skiing right now, but the provincial government sure is.
The Marble Mountain Ski Resort in Steadybrook is up for sale, kind of. Here and Now's Terry Roberts has that story and joins us live now with the details. Terry.
Well, yes, Anthony, Premier Dwight Ball asked every government department to review every Crown asset that's out there as part of a strategy to try and save some money. Well, the tourism department, they offered up the money-losing Marble Mountain Ski Resort.
Just under 60,000 skiers visited last winter. That's down from the year before, and certainly not enough to put this anchor tourism destination in the black.
I don't know if it's ever been profitable.
Taxpayers pumped in nearly $1.3 million this year. Over the past decade, $12 million in grants. Not great for a government with a spending problem. Now there's a chance the private sector could take over.
Government probably are not the best managers of a ski hill.
Government wants to develop it into a year-round tourism destination and believes the private sector can do it.
We're simply looking to see if something really fantastic, really dynamic, really viable can be done with that resource, and if it's there, we'll entertain it.
The door is wide open to a certain degree.
If there are no proposals that come in that give us an indication that somebody has got it together and can do something very good with this resource, government will continue to operate it.
Government is seeking proposals for development at the base of the hill, up to 40 acres. But the resort's core assets, including the ski lifts, snowmaking machines, the hill itself, will remain in government hands, so it can't be sold off in parts by any new operator.
Government will protect this asset for the people of the province. This will always operate as a ski hill.
Those interested in the resort have until August 3rd to submit their proposals.
Now, there's about 150 workers at Marble Mountain, so it's a serious employer in the Corner Brook region. Now, most of those workers are represented by NAPE, though the unions seem to be caught a little bit off guard by this today and are not commenting right now. Meanwhile, the Finance Minister says you can expect more government assets to be on the market very soon, including the Grace Hospital site here in St. John's. Reporting live for Here and Now, I'm Terry Roberts in St. John's.
The search for 33-year-old Trevor Hamlyn continues. The Paradise man was last seen on Saturday, June 16th. His family says his wallet was found at his home and he didn't have a working cell phone. They say they have no idea where he could be. Today, about 30 searchers, including the K9 and mounted units, combed an area at the end of Trails End Drive in Paradise. Police say they received a tip from the public that led them there. They're encouraging anyone with information about Hamlyn's whereabouts to contact them or Crime Stoppers.
All right, well, before our first look at the weather, take a look at something interesting here that a lot of people have been waiting for.
Yeah, it's a sure sign of summer. The captain are rolling in Argentina.
And we're going to help you out there,
Okay,
but that's
help me,
the
please.
Capeland.
The Capeland
You know what?
are rolling in
can't
Argentia.
read. And Argentia. Or pronounce. Okay.
Notice the birds having a snack.
Oh my goodness, a dive bombing.
Kaboom. Those are gannets.
It would be lovely for you, Colette, to see the Capeland actually rolling in on the beaches. It's really fascinating.
And I'm willing to go to Argentina with you to investigate those fish.
And I'd like to go meet the Capeland so I can apologize to them for my poor pronunciation. And for Argentia, I am so sorry as well. And that one I knew.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, we better take a look at the weather because everyone cares about that on a big long weekend.
Yeah, and a lot going on here because we have the rainfall that's moving in. We're already feeling its effects on parts of the island, and it's going to be a big player as we head into tomorrow in terms of the timing. So first of all, just to look at how we're doing with our highs today. Bonavista at 22, St. John's 23 degrees. Really just a lovely day. I hope you had a chance to be outside, and lots of readings there at 23. Deer Lake for you folks watching from Badger as well. But here's that heavier rain coming across the not only northern peninsula, but right across the west coast down to the southwest. That's continuing to track eastward. So through the overnight hours, we watch that come towards us, and it does mean the Avalon as well. We're going to see some rainy conditions, and that takes us into tomorrow, but not just tomorrow morning. We're going to see that going as well into the day tomorrow. So I'm going to time that out and talk about the amounts of precipitation when I come back. Debbie?
Thanks, Colette. Well, there's a new premier in Ontario tonight. Doug Ford is now officially leading the province. The Progressive Conservatives are back after 14 years of Liberal rule.
And those who did not vote for us, all I ask is for a chance to show you that life will be better.
Ford is the brother of the late Toronto Mayor Rob Ford. He has a strong majority in the legislature, but some protesters attended his swearing in. Ford has announced he'll withdraw Ontario from a cap and trade program for carbon emissions. How many people are homeless on any given night in St. John's? Well, one local group tried to answer that question by doing a count. On April 11th, 100 volunteers did a 24-hour blitz, tracking down and surveying people in need of housing. They wanted to learn the extent of homelessness in St. John's and also the leading causes. Here Now's Carolyn Stokes has been following this story today. So Carolyn, what did the group find?
Well, they found 165 homeless people, but not all of them were living on the streets. This report highlights that homelessness takes on many different forms. Hamburgers flipping on the grill. Nearly 1,000 will be served at the gathering place during its annual barbecue. A free meal, a place to go for people in desperate need of both.
It is an invisible population. It's individuals who, for a series of reasons, have fallen through the cracks.
Some live in shelters or boarding houses or on someone's couch. A precarious lifestyle. The roof over their head, temporary.
In a month, it's not unrealistic for someone to move 3 times. For people in this weather to start to exist outside because it's frankly safer than where they're living.
Several themes that emerged from the information that we collected.
A new report from the organization End Homelessness puts forward a survey of the homeless population in St. John's. It's a point-in-time count that shows 165 people were deemed homeless between April 11th and 12th.
This is just a snapshot of homelessness in our community.
Of the 165, only 4 were actually living on the streets. 98 were found in emergency shelters. 35 were couch surfing. 24 were in an institution like a prison or hospital. 4 were in a transitional shelter.
Tells us we have a lot of folks we need to help out there. So this is a recurring emergency. Sometimes it becomes invisible because it's an ongoing chronic situation.
As for that total of 165, that's a minimum count. No one knows what the real number is because so much homelessness is hidden.
Women is a huge population that is not generally visibly homeless. They'll be in and out with friends, they'll be in and out with partners, and you won't actually get to interact with them in the community organizations. So as a result, we don't see them.
But groups like the Gathering Place can say one thing with certainty.
The problem, it's not getting less intense. If anything, we see it grow on a monthly basis.
The report offers some other sad insights. It says that 10% of the homeless people they spoke with actually use incarceration as a means of housing, and half of the young people they surveyed that are homeless actually grew up in child protective services. Reporting live in St. John's, I'm Carolyn Stokes for Here and Now.
Choirs and choral scholars from across Canada are descending on St. John's this weekend. They're here for Podium, Choral Canada's national festival and conference.
And on Canada Day, 200 choristers and actors will fill the woods behind Mount Scio Farm with songs. And here's just a sneak peek of Float.
All the original compositions that you'll hear are from composers from right across the country, and they do this beautiful work that's inspired from water from their place, from their part of Canada. So you really get a kind of nation's worth of water in this 1.2 kilometer walk. And up here, you go through the woods and you follow the river, and then suddenly you see somebody, a baby, getting baptized right here. So we're kind of following the life cycle a bit. We didn't want to use water for a lot of reasons. First of all, I'm sure Newfoundlanders are like, okay, enough with the water. But we just thought it'd be a beautiful metaphor to have something that connected everything visually. It really is a meditative piece. There's nothing that, you know, says, you know, protect water or think about water this way or think about water that way. It just says think about water. The choirs are only here for one day, but it also tells you about the ephemeralness of water. You know, water goes from being in the pond to being in the sky, to being in your tears, to being what you drink, to being in your IV, to being coming out of the ground, to being what you ride your boat in. It's the same water. It's the same thing. It's this cycle. It's this cycle that goes and goes and goes. And so so it's interesting to think of it as only going for one day, but it's just like water. It's only there for one day. The next day it evaporates.
25,000 horsepower, 12,000 pounds of thrust, and top speeds of 400 miles per hour.
Oh wait, I work for the CBC. We're not supposed to talk that way. Coming up, we're going to take this souped up Chevy for one heck of a spin. Welcome back. Now for you racing fans, a hot rod that melts the racetrack. The Eastbound Speedway in Avondale is hosting a truck jamboree this Canada Day weekend, and the star attraction is Hot Streak 2, a truck that came all the way from Texas. So this afternoon I checked out the speedy vehicle and its supersonic modifications.
Well, it's a 1957 Chevrolet pickup. It's actually an all fiberglass body. It's a 4130 chromoly tube chassis car. There's no drivetrain in it. It's just, wheels and tires. The thing that moves the truck are the engine, so it's just straight thrust. We're not turning a tire. Truck weighs 6,000 pounds with me in it, full of fuel, 4,800 pounds dry. Top speed so far has been 416 miles an hour. It's 25,000 horsepower of raw, just fun.
Now, what makes it fun is interesting kind of engines.
Yes, they're Westinghouse. They're J34-48s. They're out of the Navy T2 Buckeye, which was their jet trainer.
Right, so this car has fighter jet engines.
Correct. They were non-afterburning engines in the T2, and we've made our own afterburners.
All right. So what kind of advantage does that have?
Well, afterburners, essentially what you're doing is you're dumping raw fuel into the exhaust and then lighting it just to produce more thrust. So without afterburner, we would lose about 5,000 pounds worth of thrust.
All right. Now, what's it like doing the show? What do you enjoy about your job?
I enjoy everything about it. I mean, even traveling 3,800 miles for me to get here was a beautiful drive. It's beautiful country out here. But I mean, I love everything about it. Yeah. So the fans are great. They always have questions. They're super excited to see the truck. They love fire. They love speed, and we get to give both of them that, both of those aspects of the truck that completes it, and we also get to put on. Well, it shakes your body when it's at the line, believe me. And if you haven't experienced it, you're going to.
All right. Well, so listen, can you and I drop by Marie's and get some chicken?
Yeah, let's go.
It's a big weekend here at Eastbound Park in Avondale. We got the NL Light Bars diesel truck jamboree here. It's a 2-day event, and we got Hayden Profit from all the way from the United States, one of the fastest vehicles ever come to Newfoundland and Labrador, and it's a salute to our trucking industry here. It's going to be an awesome weekend, show and shine, fireworks, so many other different things. It's going to be a great weekend for Canada Day weekend. We got fireworks planned. It's a great family event. You're going to want to not miss this one, and plus get to see this jet truck go down the strip here a couple of times this weekend.
Yeah, it's quite the
goodness.
for a spin. When it does that, Debbie, within 10 seconds, it uses 150 gallons of diesel fuel like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, quite something. Now, there were some changes to the schedule that were made because of the weather. The rain moved things along. So everything has been moved from Sunday to Monday. It was supposed to be Saturday and Sunday events, but you can check out their website and get more details if you like. Tickets are $20 and kids under 12 are free.
This race that I'm scheduled for is the Muse 8K, which I'm really looking forward to.
A running buddy takes on a whole new meaning when they're also your guide.
Meet the racer who's running blind. That's ahead.
Take Charge Business Efficiency Program. Over 570 businesses have saved energy and taken charge of their bottom line. Find out how you can too.
We got to see some whales yesterday, Colette,
Yes.
and now we have pictures of
treat for you.
icebergs. Look, isn't that,
calving.
wow.
Yeah, you don't get to see them calve very often. That's off St. Anthony, and what a sight.
Wow, I wonder how long the camera was on that to capture that great moment.
Yeah, it's just such a wonderful
get
sight, as you can tell these people enthralled. Look at that.
Oh, look at, woo!
Maybe they'll wake.
That's the sound I made when I saw the whale tails, and that's the same.
We heard you.
If you're lucky, you can see both. There's another berg off in the background there, too.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hopefully they'll come our way.
Yes, and why don't we start with St. Anthony and what we're looking at for temperatures there, because you wouldn't have seen many icebergs there with all the fog, especially through yesterday, but now 14 degrees. It was not a bad day there today. Twillingate, you guys, 19 degrees. That's the current temperature that we're sitting at, and we've dropped down a couple of degrees here. So St. John's now 21. You'll notice Cape Race too. We're talking about a much cooler temperature there, not even double digits anymore, just sitting at 9 degrees. And a look at the sustained winds. They were a little more southerly earlier, but now getting more of that southeasterly component and gusty. In some cases, we're seeing those gusts towards 50 kilometers an hour. Some of the heavier rains pushing in along the northern peninsula, all along the west coast towards the south coast as well, and starting to see some of that development over here a little further east, but it's really going to be through the later evening hours that we'll see that moving from the west and pushing over towards central parts of the island, but really over towards the Avalon as well as we go through the later evening and through the overnight. Then a kind of break in between with the ridge of high pressure, then another system backing it up. And I know we're talking about a long weekend, so you got to wonder how is that going to play out. And I'm going to walk you through how it does play out. A closer look though at some of the heavier rains we're seeing, a few little pockets with more significant amounts, and we can look at the accumulations. But for now, I just want to show you kind of the timeline of how this moves through. So taking this forward, you can see it begins to thin out a little bit and moving more towards the northeast, but there comes some of these heavier rains moving over towards the east, pushing towards the Avalon Peninsula, and then almost getting kind of held up here. So we see a lot of that rain continuing. So this is Saturday, 10 a.m., tomorrow at 10 a.m., still hanging in there for the Avalon as we're heading into the day, and then the clouds. But look what happens across the rest of the island. A really nice clearing trend. We're also going to see quite a clearing trend across Labrador. There'll be just a few isolated showers, but because of that, as we're heading into Sunday, it does mean for the holiday, Labrador, things are looking just beautiful there in terms of sunshine, in terms of temperatures, and we're going to see a kind of a mix of conditions. There will be a little extra cloud cover that we're going to have across the island and some scattered to isolated showers for Canada Day. So tonight into Saturday, we're talking about tonight, these are your lows that you're looking at as we fall off into tomorrow morning, going towards 8 a.m. Temperature's still pretty cool, Labrador West at 6 degrees, but quite a bit warmer with that cloud cover and the instability and the rain that we're seeing elsewhere. And then that nice clearing trend through the day tomorrow. That's why west and central things get looking better. It'll take a little more time, but in the east, they'll start to improve too. That's tonight into Saturday. Saturday night as we head into Sunday. So really important timeline through here. So Saturday night, we're going to see that we have kind of quieter conditions. Into Sunday, the morning hours though, we're dealing with some scattered precipitation. Not a lot of it, not that heavy, but we'll be seeing it. Beautiful across Labrador, as I mentioned. And then let's just take this a little bit further and show you at 11 a.m. when we're observing memorial services around 10:45 to 11. And over towards what we're going to see in St. John's, cloudy skies, and the temperature will be right around 14 degrees.
Thanks, Colette. Nadine Green is just born to run. Even though she can't see as well as most other runners, Green is visually impaired. She's also the president of the province's Visually Impaired Sport and Recreation Association. Heather Barrett from CBC Radio's Weekend AM laced up and hit the trails with Green.
Nadine, tell me, how did you get into running?
So basically, a group of my friends from work, I had a Learn to Run club, and they encouraged me to come out, so I did, and I really liked it.
And how long ago was that?
That was about 3 years ago now. Yeah.
So can you describe for us exactly what sort of vision you do have?
Yeah, so basically I have no vision in my left eye, a little bit in my right, so I can still see colors and still read, and basically, so I'll use the 20 feet, the 20-20 thing again. If you were 20 feet away from a sign, I would have to be probably 5 feet or even closer, even maybe 2 feet away from it to see exactly what you see. So, yeah.
So what kind of challenges does this present if you're out for an outdoor run?
So basically I kind of have to be careful just not to trip and just to keep an eye on, you know, where the trail is, and so that I don't, you know, accidentally roll my foot off the side, that kind of thing. Yeah.
What do other runners make of it when they see you at a race or just doing your regular route here?
They're really positive. They encourage me to keep going and keep getting out. So I find overall very positive.
So what are your challenges for this summer? What are your racing plans?
So basically my next race that I'm scheduled for is the Muse 8K, which I'm really looking forward to. And my overall goal for this year is to run a 10K, so I'm aiming for the Turkey Tea 10K. Yeah.
And any advice for people out there who may have sort of a different physical challenge that they may think might make an outdoor activity like this challenging for them?
I would say if you really want to do something, get out and try it. I mean, there's sometimes you need to have a sport adapted for you depending on your disability, but there's groups around. There's Parasport NL, and there's the Visually Impaired Sport and Recreation Association, CNIB, different places that will do their best to help you get involved in anything you want to get involved in. And there's groups around like Shooting NL and Bicycle NL who have really embraced encouraging people with disabilities to participate in their sport. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much and have a great run today.
Thank you.
And you can hear Heather's entire interview and more stories on Weekend AM on CBC Radio 1. That's from 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Newfoundland time.
Is my lady. Oh, it is my love. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand.
Hey, sup?
Colette goes center stage at Perchance Theatre ahead of tomorrow's big opening.
Meet one of the actors and find out how the rain will affect the show.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, if you've been watching the show of late, you know that Colette Kennedy doesn't just do the weather. She also gets out and investigates various fun things. And you are at it again today?
Yes, yeah, I got to go to Perchance Theatre. They're having their opening coming up, so they've got their previews, but the opening is tomorrow, and it is an outdoor, this is in Cupid, if you're not familiar, an outdoor theatre, so very weather dependent through there too. So we talked a little bit about their opening, but also about how they deal with weather conditions, and had some fun.
And they have...
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. See how she leans her cheek upon that hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
I'm right here.
Hey, sup?
Lady Kennedy!
I didn't see you and I can't hear with the wind.
I know.
Son?
I wrote a line once. Blow winds! They listened. So we're opening Megan Gale Coles' play, Our Eliza. It's the second time we've had the play out here. It's a lovely Newfoundland play.
It's popular, that's why the
very
repeat.
Popular. It did very well last year. Lots of the bums on seats, as they say in the industry. So yes, we love it. And they're opening. They have a preview this evening, and they're opening tomorrow night. And then on July 14th, we have a play called The Seagull opening. It's not one of mine. And then on the 21st of July, we are opening one of mine. Oh, well, of course. I don't like to brag, but it is a rather good play. A Midsummer Night's Dream, which, as you can tell from the setting, this is quite a lovely space to be doing that one in.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that run is?
We run until the end of August. 25th or 26th of August. The numbers get a little hazy in this old brain, you know. I've been dead for 400 years.
At your age, I understand.
Yes. Love comforteth like sunshine after rain, but lust's effect is tempest after sun.
I like the weather references.
Lovely, I thought you would. Love surfeits not, lust like a glutton dies. Okay. Love is all truth, lust full of forged lies.
Wow, you fancy yourself quite the poet, don't you?
Well, I've been known to write a thing or two.
Let me see if I can give you a little bit, just a bit of advice. Maybe make it just a little bit more contemporary here.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
so
contemporary.
I
yes.
noticed you use surfeits not, lust like a glutton dies. And that's not really that glutton, it's not a very politically correct word.
Okay.
But what is really popular right now is gluten. So I was, and surfing. So I was thinking if you maybe
surfing.
Yes, love surfs not, lust like a gluten dies. What do you think?
Yes, well, yes, I'll take it under advisement.
If you do plan to come out, there is, with an outdoor theater, the elements to think about. You know, this is called the Endeavour stage, and it's actually based after the ship, the Endeavour. And so it has sails that cover you if you're sitting in the audience. It helps a bit with the wind, but certainly with any kind of rain. Unfortunately, the sail that was over the main stage, literally because of the wind, split and sailed away. So they're putting up something temporary for now. They don't have a new one. So the actors may be a little bit wet, but in the audience, you're going to be just fine.
Oh, that was a nice trip for you.
Oh, yes, it was fun and clearly nice to work with a professional. Yeah, we had a good time. And just such a nice setting that I really think, and they're so good at what they do, that it would be a really nice trip.
It'd be great to go.
Yeah.
So...
Live shot of the Narrows. Beautiful evening. Colette's got all the details for you coming up.
Let's meet our couple of athletes of the day. Our first young athlete is 3-year-old Mason Mahaney from Tilton.
And Mason loves all kinds of sports, but his favorite is ball hockey. This picture is of him at the Toddler Ball Hockey League at Ascension High School.
Great job, Mason, and congratulations to you.
And our second young athlete is Ifza Urban from Port au Choix.
And Ifza is actively involved in many sports and activities, including volleyball, soccer, basketball, swimming, and skiing.
Makes you tired just listening to it. Not only that, Ifza also has a blue belt in martial arts. Wow, Ifza, congratulations. Well, boy, what a heat wave that they're seeing over half of the country. It starts in northwestern Ontario, even parts of southern Manitoba, spreads all the way across to the Maritimes, and then things are a little bit more moderate as you get here towards Newfoundland and into Labrador. So we can consider ourselves lucky. It's where we have the more comfortable temperatures that we're seeing into this holiday weekend, but you can see some of the readings into the 30s, holding into the 30s. These are the current temperatures, not even the highs from the day. So heat warnings are in place. And for any of those of you who may still be traveling to some of these other areas, even towards Quebec, or if you are, say, headed over to one of the maritime provinces, you are going to find that you've really got to take some of that quite seriously when you get into that extreme heat, because it's not just those temperatures, it's the fact that they're going to be feeling it as though it's into the low 40s in many cases, even some mid 40s in some cases, okay? So we know we've got the rain coming through. We've been talking about that throughout the show. As we take this through the overnight hours, you can see there's the one band and then the other batch, which is actually getting heavier, especially as we start to get into these colorations where you're seeing some of the yellows and oranges. We're talking about that rate of these rains coming down. Now, in most cases, it's going to stick to under 20 millimeters because it's moving quickly enough. But there's going to be some areas here, I would expect near Marystown, where you're going to see some heavier amounts through that region anyway. And then it kind of holds on here across the Avalon. So even though I'm taking this through towards Saturday, we are going to get a nice clearing trend for the Northern Peninsula, for the West Coast, eventually towards central parts of the island, but it's going to take longer for us here over towards St. John's, and that means that we are going to stick into some of the rain and the cloud and some fog certainly through tonight into tomorrow morning, and we keep that until we get later into the later afternoon hours Saturday. So that rain is basically holding on a little bit longer than anticipated. Now, into Sunday, I do want to talk about, and we've stopped this here at 11 o'clock. It's right around 10:45, at least here in St. John's, for some of the memorial observations that we'll be seeing in services. And Labrador, there, things looking very, very nice, and lots of sunshine, high pressure in place. But as we come back towards the island, this is that next batch of instability. It won't be as bad or as heavy as what we're seeing tonight into Saturday, but there'll be some scattered to some isolated showers, and so that is certainly at least something I want you to be aware of. Also, we're going to have that extra cloud cover, and we're going to keep some of that as we head into Monday for those of you that will have at least that Monday off, and I hope that you are someone who does. So taking you Saturday night and into Sunday, and just a look at what's happening as we head through the day with your temperatures and where they'll be going. Sunday afternoon, we are looking at our highs pushing in there to a much cooler level than what we've been experiencing, and that'll be due to a north wind that we'll be seeing. Debbie?
Regular listeners of CBC Radio News are going to be missing a familiar voice after today. Newsreader and senior producer John Soper is retiring after decades here with the CBC. So congratulations, John. You're not going to need this microphone anymore. How are you feeling?
It hasn't sunk in yet, to be quite honest, because I've been busy right up to the end of the shift. It started the way it normally does, 4 o'clock, go, 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 and at 3 minutes to 12, I'm still vetting a story for Terry Roberts on Marble Mountain. So it was a busy morning.
We're getting the last ounce of your time out of you. Look, you, as I say, you've been here for what, 34 years?
34 years, yeah. I started in radio back on Duckworth Street.
Really? Now, you're a Corner Brook boy, I understand.
I grew up there. I grew up on Marble Mountain, so I took great interest in Terry's story today. But yeah, Corner Brook has its claim to me as well as St. John's.
Did you always plan to have a career in journalism?
Well, I did do a journalism degree at Carleton University, and I ended up working back here in the province. I came back from my brother's wedding and got a job at the Evening Telegram in 1982, and it sort of kept going from there.
It's so interesting how many of us who end up with our careers didn't really plan it exactly, but it just kind of works out, doesn't it?
The only planning I did was to get the degree. After that, it was all happenstance.
There are obviously many stories you've covered, many memories you have after 34 years. Is there something, though, that really stands out to you?
I don't know if there's one particular story that stands out. It was great fun working as a reporter in the 80s and 90s because you'd be doing things like elections and the Hibernia signing. I mentioned this morning the Tom Rideout being elected as leader of the PC party, one of the last big conventions where it was the old style convention. And then doing work in the field was always great. But then I've worked for the past 20-odd years or so as a desker, behind the scenes primarily, and that's been really intense work with a great unit in the morning. There's only a small crew of us with the St. John's Morning Show and in Radio News and with the digital team now. So you come in and you're DIY, do it yourself all morning. No one wants a phone call from me at 4:30 in the morning saying, should I do this or should I do that? They just don't want it.
And just finally, John, is there something in particular that you're going to miss? Probably not setting your alarm clock for what time?
2:45. The social aspect. Yeah. We have a great crew of people at CBC here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and I get to work with them everywhere from Happy Valley Goose Bay to here in St. John. So I will miss that part because the newsroom can be an odd place when we don't have the microphones on.
Thanks so much. A milestone for us here at CBC Radio to be saying goodbye to you. Milestone in your life. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you, Debbie.
Well, it happened simply enough. A group of school children in London set out to collect chestnuts in the cemetery near their school. It happened many years ago, and they noticed something odd. A group of headstones stood out because they were the only ones without any poppies. And that started a tradition at Beatrice Potter Elementary, one that led to a special mission this week in Newfoundland. Chris O'Neill Yates has a story.
This frisky Newfoundland dog out for a walk with his owner is as happy to see 6 kids from London as they are to see her. These students came to Brigus today because of Bertha Bartlett, a nurse from this town who volunteered in the First World War and died in England at 23. Her name is inscribed in the War Memorial here. These students have come to place a wooden cross in her memory.
Yeah, I feel really honoured because she looked after all the wounded soldiers, and she got the Spanish flu from looking after them.
The journey that led this group to Newfoundland began at the Commonwealth War Cemetery 15 years ago. The students at the time noticed that while other graves looked cared for, those of 17 members of the Royal Newfoundland Regiment and Bertha Barrett were neglected. Not even a poppy on Remembrance Day. Those students began tending the 18 graves. Alice Goldberger says the school has adopted them as their own.
I think we started off doing it because we didn't really know who these people were, and now we do it because we know who they are now, and we know the families, and we know the families are grateful.
The students are happy they made the trip to Newfoundland and now have another connection to Nurse Bertha Bartlett.
Learning about where she's from and like her day-to-day lifestyle, and it's quite emotional.
It's absolutely amazing because she helped soldiers get better and basically help them get through their injuries.
The students and their chaperones have spent the week learning about Newfoundland, about its contribution to both world wars, visiting schools, monuments, talking to relatives.
This is so cool because we travelled all this way and it's just amazing.
Zoe Spenceley is struck by how young they were.
They just play like we play, and they wanted to join the war because they thought it was to tour the world, but it wasn't.
Learning about these soldiers from the Royal Newfoundland Regiment gives Alice Goldberger a sense of the enormity of this province's loss in war.
And it was like a whole generation wiped out in Newfoundland, so they did so much for us and they signed up.
The biggest highlight of this visit is yet to come. On July 1st, Memorial Day in this province, they will march with the Royal Newfoundland Regiment to the St. John's War Memorial, a place of honour for the English school children who've ensured that the forgotten Newfoundland graves are forgotten no more. Chris O'Neill Yates, CBC News, Brigus, Newfoundland.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, here's a sight that many drivers will never get the chance to see.
Bison. That's right, bison on the highway. This video captured just northwest of Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. There's lots of them.
Imagine driving by those.
I know.
Wow.
That would be unnerving.
Yeah.
Yes. And I've seen lots of bison. I grew up in Kansas, but that would be unnerving driving through that.
I brake for bisons.
Okay, it's time to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries, but before we do, we have one special person we'd like to call attention to.
Catherine Power, known to most people as Kitty. She survived 2 world wars, graduated from university in 1940, and had a long career with the Public Library Service. She even helped Joey Smallwood with his own personal library, and Kitty turns 100 today. She has 7 children, 17 grandkids, and 17 great-grandchildren.
And Kitty's been playing piano all her life, and she still plays, so CBC videographer Gary Quigley dropped by for a visit.
I was born in Fortune Harbour, June 29th, 1918. I was a peace baby. That's what they call children who are born, you know, after the end of the war or toward the end of the war, peace babies. This was the little harbour that I was born in. It's a beautiful harbour, but I was only there for about a year, and then I came into St. John's. My aunt, who didn't have a child and was wanting to adopt, and wanted to take one of her sister's children so that it would be closer to her. So that's how I happened to come into St. John's. I was lucky enough to have parents who put me through music in the school, and that was a big thing. I learned to play early, and that was part of my life. When I came back from university, the first job I had was in the park. I was there to teach the children singing, and it was a wonderful thing for me because I could teach them to sing, and we had music all the time, and that's where I met my husband. He loved to drive, and every excursion meant a little farther ahead so that we really traversed the whole of Newfoundland. We enjoyed it. Perhaps other people wouldn't have thought we were cracked because we were going out with a crowd of children and sleeping in a tent sometimes, but we enjoyed it because it was keeping the family together. I had 7 children and loved every one of them, and I still love them. I think life, as I found it, was from day to day, and you live a life as cleanly and as healthily as you possibly can. That's how you succeed in living the long life that I'm living. I really can't realize that I am 100 years. It's impossible.
Oh,
wonderful.
So nice. That's fabulous. A very happy birthday to you, Kitty Power. And now let's see who else has a reason to celebrate tonight.
Happy anniversary to Wilson and Georgina Barnes of Grand Falls-Windsor, who celebrated their 59th anniversary on the 18th. Anniversary greetings to Elizabeth and Max Mercer of Shearstown, who will celebrate their 55th on July 3rd. Anniversary wishes to Bill and Louise Cutler of Wareham, married 66 years ago on June 25th. Happy 96th birthday going out to Eddie Hamlyn of Crow Head, Twillingate, who celebrated on the 26th. Congratulations to Herb and Edna Parsons of Gallants on their 55th wedding anniversary.
And happy birthday to Hazel Brenton in Englee, who celebrated her 92nd birthday on June the 28th. A happy 91st birthday to Ward Young in Beachside, who celebrated on June 26th. He's now in Springdale. And wishing Nina Weir of Twillingate a very happy 90th birthday. Congrats to Charles and Florence Stacev of Paradise, who will celebrate their 57th wedding anniversary on Sunday. And a happy 50th wedding anniversary to Genevera and Fred Burry from Little Catalina.
Congratulations to Dorothy and Stan Reid of Heart's Delight Islington, who'll be celebrating their golden anniversary on Sunday the 1st. Best wishes to Weston and Dorothy Williams of the Goulds on their 59th wedding anniversary this past Wednesday. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Arthur and Eileen Sparks of Campbellton. Happy 57th anniversary to Earl and Donna Noseworthy of Musgrave Harbour, whose special day is tomorrow. Congratulations to John and Lillian Bursey of St. John's, married 59 years ago on the 26th.
And happy 66th anniversary to Clarence and Juanita West of Carmenville. They celebrated with family on June the 25th. And 54th wedding anniversary greetings to Edward and Kay Daw in Upper Gullies, who celebrated on June the 27th. Wishing Angus and Alice Tarrant in St. John's a very happy 50th wedding anniversary today. Job and Bernice Norris, formerly of Churchill Falls, now in Sandy Point, are celebrating their golden anniversary. Also celebrating their golden anniversary today, Tom and Olive Kelly, originally from Labrador City, now retired in Paradise.
Happy 100th birthday to Renee Snell, whose special day was the 19th. She's a British war bride whose working career ended in Labrador City. She was one of the commissioners on the Royal Commission on Labrador in 1974. Ms. Snell now lives in Renfrew, Ontario. Happy 90th birthday to Abram Kane of St. John's. Birthday greetings to Eileen Pike, who is also celebrating her 90th birthday this week. She's formerly of Bay Roberts in Stephenville and now lives in St. John's. Happy 93rd birthday coming up on July 2nd to Earl Parrott. Happy 58th anniversary tomorrow to Alice and Wilson Porter of Kelligrew CBS.
And happy 55th anniversary to Jim and Betty Janes in St. John's. Their big day is on Sunday. And a happy 61st wedding anniversary to Nina and Cecil Thorne of Bayview Twillingate, who celebrated yesterday. And happy 63rd anniversary wishes to Neil and Millicent Pitcher. It's a golden anniversary for Wilson and Gloria Freak, who live in Loon Bay. They're celebrating their special day in Toronto, watching Come From Away at the Royal Alexander Theatre. And a happy 54th anniversary to Alan and Sheila Tomps of Labrador City, who celebrated on June the 26th.
Happy 57th anniversary to Robert and Jean Neville of St. John's, who will be celebrating this Sunday, July 1st. Happy anniversary to Ray and Patsy Butler in St. John's, who will be celebrating their 63rd anniversary coming up on Monday, the 2nd. Best wishes to Gordon Wag, who will be celebrating his 94th birthday tomorrow. Gordon is from Pasadena and is now in Deer Lake. Happy 93rd birthday on the 1st to Teresa Murphy from Curling, now in Paradise. And birthday wishes to Betty Walsh of Kingsman Cove for Muse, who turned 90 yesterday, and there's a big celebration for her on Sunday. Congratulations to all, and you have a picture for us tonight.
Yes, we do have our picture of the day here, and we're just going to have to guess quickly. Anthony, I saw you really got in there, like you wanted to give this one a good try. For those of you at home, what are you thinking?
I know I've been there. I can't
ready?
Locate it.
Are we ready?
Yes.
No guesses? Okay. Hickman's Harbor. And this one came to us courtesy of Sharon Domino, and I hope I said that correctly, Sharon. And what a beautiful, beautiful sunset. Yeah, we love it when you send these photos. So it's NL photos at cbc.ca. Please keep them coming, and we'll keep guessing.
That's great. And that's our program for this week. You're away next week.
That's right. So I'll see you in a bit, and enjoy your long weekend. I hope
we'll be back on Tuesday. Good night, everyone.